Konnichiwa! Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Nihongo Master podcast. It's Azra, your host, bringing you another one from our Study Saturday language series. In the previous one, we looked at helping verbs te iku and te kuru. If you haven't checked that one out yet, better tune into Season 4 Episode 6 first, because today we're going to look at the second part of helping verbs. Similar to the first part, it's a concept that's unique to the Japanese language, giving and receiving, using te ageru, te kureru, and te morau. I find it pretty difficult to find a direct English translation, but I'll give explaining it the best I can a shot. Let's all get our study hats ready. If you've been tuning in for a while, you would recognize ageru, kureru, and morau. In Season 2, Episode 12, we use those words to express objects that we gave, received, and were given. I highly advise giving that episode a listen first if you haven't. It's a lot about direction of who is giving and who is receiving. This week's grammar language will be using those three words as well, but attached to another verb, making them helping verbs instead. If you remember, the conjugation is simple. You change the first verb into its te form, and then add ageru, kureru, or morau. As a recap, let's look at the meaning of the three words. Ageru is to give. If you combine it to another verb, making it te ageru, you're doing the action for someone else. Kureru is to be given. When someone else does an action for you, or someone close to you, you use te kureru. Morau is to receive. If you've received an action from someone, you use te morau. Now, let's have an example for each one. We'll start with te ageru, which means you're doing something for someone else. Let's say you're helping your friend out by teaching her how to cook. Friend is tomodachi. How to cook is ryori no shikata. To teach is oshieru. We're going to attach ageru to the te form of the verb. Put them all together and you get tomodachi ni ryori no shikata o oshiete ageru. Moving on, we'll look at an example for te kureru. Let's say it was the other way around. Your friend is the one who's teaching you how to cook. So then you change a few particles and change ageru to kureru. Tomodachi ga ryori no shikata o oshiete kureru. The last one is te morau. The example above, we can have a counterpart to that. But instead of having your friend as the subject, we're going to change it to watashi. Previously, the subject was tomodachi ga ryori no shikata o watashi ni oshiete kureru. Switch around tomodachi and watashi, then change out kureru for morau. So then you get it as watashi wa ryori no shikata o tomodachi ni oshiete morau. Simple, right? Let's quickly recap, shall we? Te ageru is used when you're doing an action for someone else. Te kureru is when someone else does an action for you. Te morau is when you received an action from someone. It's all about direction with ageru, kureru, and morau, the holy trinity of the giving and receiving concept. Before we proceed any further, ask yourself, have you got the concept down solid? If not, help me help you by tuning in to Season 2, Episode 12. We looked step by step at the directions of each word. Once you're confident with the three phrases, we're going to look at some role-playing scenarios now. You know the drill. The first one has its English translation, and the second one has a short quiz afterwards. Go grab your notebooks if you haven't already. First off, we're going to listen to Rini and Sarah's conversation. ねえ、サラ、今どんな本を読んでるの？読み始めたいけど、何を読めばいいのかわかんない。今フランス語の本を読んでるよ。友達が貸してくれて、私もフランス語を勉強中から。すごい、フランス語。お姉さんに英語を教えてもらったけど、ダメだ。超難しい。英語？そうと思う。英語の本があって貸せるよ。そう？いいの？でも私も英語の本があるけど、まだ読んでない。本当？とにかく私の映画の本リニにあげる。何回も読んだから。ありがとう。ねえ、いつか一緒に本カフェに行こう。行こう。Now, let's have a listen at the English translation. Hey Sarah, what book are you reading at the moment? I want to start reading, but I don't know what to read. Right now I'm reading a French book. My friend lent it to me because I'm learning French. Wow, French, that's amazing. I got my sister to teach me English, but it's no good. It's so difficult. English? I think so too. I have an English book. I can lend it to you. Really? Are you sure? But I also have an English book, but I haven't read it yet. Really? I'll give the book to you, Rini. I've read it a lot of times anyway. Thank you. Hey, let's go to a book cafe together one day. Sure, let's. Moving on, we have Tomo and Kiki discussing about their project. Remember to take notes for the short quiz afterwards.
Kiki-chan, プロジェクトを手伝ってもらえない？わかんないことがあるから。
いいよ。何？あ、これか。もう答えをトモにメールしてあげたよ、昨日。
あ、そう。ありがとう。助けてくれて。このプロジェクトを早く終わらせたいな。
私も明日のプレゼンテーションが終わったら一緒にアイスを食べに行こう。
行こう。ニニは病気になって今日の会議に来られなかったよね。
そう。明日のプレゼンテーションについてニニに教えあげましょうか。
うん、今夜ならいい多分。
わかった。今夜ニニに電話する。Now, we have 3 quiz questions for you to challenge yourself with. First question. Why did Tomo ask for Kiki's help for the project? Second question. What happened to Nini? Third question. What is Kiki going to call Nini tonight for? Answer check. The first question's answer is, there's something he didn't understand. The second question's answer is, Nini is sick, so she couldn't come to the meeting today. And the third question's answer is, Kiki is going to teach Nini about the presentation tomorrow. Now let's wrap it up with a quick vocab recap. Ryori, cuisine. Shikata, way of doing. Tomodachi, friend. Oshieru, to teach or to tell. Hon, book. Yomu, to read. Hajimeru, to start. Furansugo, French. Onee-san, sister. Dame, no good or impossible. Muzukashi, difficult. Nankaimo, a lot of times. Itsuka, sometime or one day. Tetsudao, to help. Hayaku, quick. Owaru, to end. Byoki, sickness. Byoki ni naru, to be sick. Kaigi, meeting. Denwa suru, to call. So now you've aced how to use the 3 words and the common helping words from Part 1 and Part 2. They're all extremely common in daily conversation, so it's best to practice them constantly. What other useful grammar pointers do you want us to discuss in the Study Saturday episode? Tell us your thoughts by commenting on our social media platforms. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. We don't bite, I promise. And if you're interested in smaller bite-sized grammar pointers, head over to the Nihongo Master blog for more. And if you're keen on picking up some more Japanese for yourself, pop onto our official website, nihongomaster.com, to learn more about our interactive online learning system. At Nihongo Master, we offer efficient Japanese lessons that are quick, easy, and fun for Japanese language learners of all levels, from beginners to advanced. Our smart tools will assist you in areas where you need a bit of a push and congratulate you on the ones you've aced. Get a subscription today and get a head start on your Nihongo journey with Nihongo Master. And thank you so much for listening in. Join me next time. We'll be looking at another interesting part of the Japanese language. Mata ne!